Guys, what's up? Welcome to Hunty's World of Pain on tour. This is just a beauty, really. Only a 5-minute blitz game. Opponents rated up 1488, and I faced the Vienna, and it turns absolutely murderous. Complete bloodbath. So what we'll do, I think we'll just go through the game quickly once to show you the game, and then if you want to hang around, we'll go over again and look at a bit of analysis just using the eval. Okay, so opponent starts with e4, I play e5, and we have knight c3, the Vienna game. So I go down the kind of Vienna gambit invitation with knight f6. I kind of know what I'm doing here, that if they play this, I'm going to do this, and then we've got ideas of knight to here, or whatever, if we go into the Paulson, but anyway. And they play pawn to d3, which I'm quite happy to see. So for one thing, they've blocked in this bishop a little bit. So out comes my bishop to b4, pinning their knight. Their bishop comes out, pinning my knight. I decide to kick their bishop, which retreats to h4. Now we have an option. Do we double kick, or do we continue to develop? I go for the double kick with g5. Their bishop retreats. Okay. And now d6, preparing to unleash my remaining bishop. They kick me. I retreat. Do they double kick? They do. So we've got a double kick going on. Okay, now, but the difference here is, look at my bishop. My bishop here is looking down at the f-pawn. Their bishop is biting on granite. There's a 3-pawn chain on the dark squares there. Now their knight comes in. And this surely can't be good. I mean, if I capture here, they're going to end up with a slightly offside pawn. So I do capture, they recapture, and now black is just better. So my plan is obviously going to be develop everything on the queen side as quickly as I can, try and get my king castled that way. Okay, first of all, I bring my bishop in, hitting their rook. Rook moves. And now f5, so now I'm threatening to trap this bishop as well. So we're going for this massive space push now on the king side of the board. Their queen comes in with a check, so I slide my king off to one side. Got to be careful about your queen now, white. They push a pawn now. This is a slightly interesting move, because one thing they have done is they've now removed the queen's escape route. Classic escape route, okay? So bishop into c3, hitting the king. The king is now going to have to move because there's nothing that can block, there's nothing that can capture the bishop. King moves to d1. Now I prepare to bring in my knight. I might be hitting the queen. The queen right now does have h3. The queen comes into the position. And now I play queen to f6, defended by my knight. She retreats again, and I play queen to f7. This is the one mistake I think that I made in the game, because according to the eval, if white trades queens now, white is actually the one that is slightly better. I really need to keep my queen on the board. There's a hanging pawn here, by the way. The rook also is undefended there. But white thinks better of it and hides the queen away on h3. Which can't be good. I mean, that queen has no squares to go to now. She literally cannot move without being captured. So I develop my knight more towards the center, targeting this loose pawn, which is now attacked twice and cannot be defended. Bishop comes in, and I push with a discovered check against the discovered attack against the queen. And now what is the queen going to do? g4 is the only move that blocks the bishop's attack on the queen, and I push up now with this. Now obviously I can't take because queen takes, that rook is undefended there, but the queen moves back anyway, and now I can take because I have actually 3 attackers on here. I have the pawn and the knight and the bishop, and white is just completely cramped. This is a horrible situation. Queen takes d5, now targeting this undefended rook. Right, so really moving the rook to a2 to get out of the attack, which is not the right idea. She really should have kept the rook on the back rank here. They push a pawn and simply lose the rook and simply lose the game to checkmate. Now, very nice, very satisfying game. Let's go over it in a little bit more detail. I'm not doing the game review. I've just got the lines showing on the side of the screen. Okay, and this is all fine now. Best moves here for white, according to the machine, are knight f3, which you do sometimes see, and the immediate bishop c4, like the Vienna main line. d3 is already not good. Now, good moves here. The machine says d5 is actually good, because we are defended twice. It's attacked twice, defended twice. So an immediate d5 attack in the center is very interesting. I come out with the pin. Black is already has a slight edge here, interestingly. I'm ahead in development, and this bishop is already hampered. Okay, they come out with a pin. h6 I think is the best move here. It is. And now it's actually saying castles. It's saying knight c3, knight c6 developing, and d6. Now d6 is an interesting one. You think, well, d6, but it's attacked twice, and this knight is pinned, but this knight is also pinned. So in actual fact, if I push d6 and they capture here, I can take with a queen, because this knight can't take. Right, so d6 takes, queen takes. Interesting move. Kind of unnatural, but good learning point there. Okay, double kick is not the best move here. Best moves are castles, bishop takes, and d6 here. Right. Okay, by double kick they go back, which is best, and now again we're equal. Now best moves are knight to c6, developing, d5 again, and finally bishop takes c3. The only move that gives black equality really is knight c6. I don't do that, I do this. They now kick me, so again best moves knight e2. And you're thinking, well, what do you mean knight e2? Because there's two knights that can go to e2, but there isn't, because this one's pinned. So the correct notation is knight to e2, which is the only one that can move, which is the king's knight on g1. h4 here is a good move for white. h3 is the third best. Kick here is not great. Here it's saying I should take the knight. I don't do that, I pull back, they double kick, I come back again. Okay, now actually white has the slight edge. But this changes everything, this knight move. Because if we take, then it's like minus 2.6 in black's favour. I mean, this was a reasonable piece here, but to give it up, I don't know. You're not really attacking the bishop. You're just saying, please take my knight and double my pawns, and leaving me with this terribly undeveloped king side. So the only move here really is to take, and that's what I do. They take back, and now f5 or bishop d4. f5, very attractive move. Bishop d4 hitting the rook. I play bishop d4 first. They move their rook. Now, it's not really good for black, whatever they do. Actually, it's saying bishop e2 here is the number one move. Knight e2 is the second move, and then rook b1 finally. Right? White plays none of those moves and plays rook a2. Now it's actually bishop c3 check, which I missed, because that forces the king to move. Second best move is h5, and then f5 is the third. I play the third move, f5. And we are -2 if white finds this move. Queen h5, which is what they do. Yeah. I move my king. King f8 is the best move. Good. Okay. And now they should develop their knight. They don't do that. They push the pawn, which is a really unusual move. And now it's actually saying king g7's best. That's interesting. I guess connecting the queen and the rook. That's a really good move. It's negative 4.3 for black now. King g7. Okay, now I throw in the check, which would have been a lot more powerful earlier on. Their king moves. Knight d7 is the best move. It's in fact by far the best move. Okay, 2.7 in black's favour. They should now play knight to e2. They don't. Queen out here now. Queen f6 is the best move for black. So now if they trade off, then I have a better knight that's looking at this undefended pawn, also looking at this square here, which really makes life difficult for that king. Yeah. Queen now retreats. Really bad idea. The queen had to trade off there. Okay, she doesn't. Okay. Now, best moves here are knight to b6, which is interesting, or queen g7. Right. I don't do that. I play queen f7, and now this is the point. If they trade, then white has the slightest edge. No, white's king has already moved, but so has my king. But after this move, you see, any other move apart from trading is just awful for white. So now, knight to f6, knight to b6 is the second move, and then queen takes d5. I play knight f6, number one move. Bishop retreats. Queen takes d5 is best here, so immediately capturing the material and threatening the rook. And notice the rook's actually trapped there, interestingly, which I missed in the game. I got distracted by this, but then again it's blitz. But then again I've got 3 minutes 54 of a 5-minute game left on the clock. No excuses for that. This, yeah, the rook's got nowhere to go. Can't go there, can't go there, and there's nothing to defend it. But anyway, I throw this in first. They do this. I push. Queen retreats. I take bishop here, and now finally we go after the rook. The rook is actually trapped, so yeah, I guess that's why white didn't even try to save it, and that's just a blunder, really. Having said that, I really don't know what they can do from here. In fact, it's mate in 3, whatever they do. The only move is bishop e3 to try and postpone the inevitable, but then I can simply capture and it's going to be mate anyway. So yeah, what a bloodbath, what a bloodbath. But it just goes to show, you know, even games where you feel like you're dominant, there's a lot to learn. So yeah, I enjoyed that one. Hope you did too. Thanks for watching. See you later.